All right, the preseason is over. 49ers and Chargers have wrapped up. We now move to the 53-man roster cut down on Tuesday, and as you can tell, I'm walking over to the 49ers locker room where we're going to get some reaction to the Trey Lance trade for the first time from players today, and we'll be able to start the breakdown process of this final 49ers preseason game. I mean, this is one of those games where you saw a lot of the 49ers depth play in the second half. Obviously, it's going to factor into the evaluation of the final roster battles that hadn't yet been determined. I'm going to watch the game tape probably tomorrow morning. I'm going to delve into this one and all the nitty-gritty properly. It's just a lot harder when you're dealing with back ends of the roster in person, especially when you're dealing with the whole Trey Lance trade fallout. But I will tell you, Brock Purdy looked really, really sharp today. The way, just the command that he has of the offense when he's sitting back there distributing the football like a point guard. I mean, it's one thing that he looked impressive during training camp, but once they start game planning, and the 49ers did game plan today because it was the dress rehearsal against the Chargers, boy, Purdy's in command. You can see why he, so quickly replaced Trey Lance. I mean, Lance was QB1 last year, got hurt. Brock Purdy took the QB1 spot after Jimmy Garoppolo had it for a while in the 2022 season, and Lance is just in command, sees the field, crisp, and he's really fast too, right, in that first 10 yards. The 10-yard burst is elite for Brock Purdy, 1.55, which is about the same measurement of a 10-yard split of the 40-yard dash as Lamar Jackson's, believe it or not. And today you saw it on the touchdown as Purdy sprinted to his left, carried the ball across the goal line into the end zone. So his burst has not disappeared. His accuracy has not disappeared. The 49ers have to feel really, really good about where Brock Purdy's at right now. Sam Darnold was also sharp, threw that really, really nice go ball to Chris Conley, who unfortunately for the 49ers injured his shoulder. So we'll get a little bit more news on that front moving forward. But I mean, the arm talent again with Sam Darnold is electric. We say that every week. The ball just zips off of his arm. Even on those deep passes, I mean, he's been accurate so far for the 49ers. Didn't get much help from his receivers today. Conley did make a nice catch on that deep ball, but then Tay Martin dropped one. Juwan Jennings dropped one from Sam Darnold, and Tay Martin was flagged for offensive pass interference on a fourth down throw from Darnold. But Darnold then almost threw an interception near the goal line there, right, as he was trying to throw to Cam Latu rolling to his left. But he made up for that after that pick was dropped with a beautiful touchdown strike to Willie Snead. So as far as QB1 and 2, 49ers saw all they needed to see today. I think both are looking sharp enough heading into the regular season. So Brandon Allen, QB3, threw a pick there at the start of his stretch, and then it was just third preseason game, kind of a drag toward the end. They just kneeled it out at the end. Alfredo Gutierrez got into the game for the 49ers. So we can talk about all that later and the whole Brandon Allen dynamic. The 49ers obviously hope that they could keep it to just Brock Purdy this year, but in case he gets hurt, they go down to Sam Darnold. And hey, if Darnold gets hurt, they obviously have a lot of faith in Brandon Allen if he gets to work with the first team, because they did trade Trey Lance away. Brandon Allen has been QB2 before for Cincinnati under Joe Burrow. Actually had a game where he threw for 371 yards a couple seasons ago. So we just need a little bit more of a reasonable sample, though, to evaluate all of that. 49ers have a little bit of a kicking issue. We're about to talk to Kyle Shanahan. He's obviously going to answer a bunch of questions about Trey Lance, but Zane Gonzalez, the backup kicker, or the kicker who's in the battle with Jake Moody technically, strained his calf injury during warm-up, so he didn't kick. Mitch Wishnowsky, the punter, had a kick. So 49ers go from having two kickers to having both of those kickers injured today, or at least reported injuries today. Strained quad for Jake Moody and the strained calf for Zane Gonzalez. So are they going to call up Robbie Gould now? The 49ers are never without twists and turns and drama, and we'll see what they have to do at the kicker spot heading into the cut down. Couple names that I thought played well today: Kalia Davis, second-year defensive tackle; Quantrez Knight, second-year DB. Both of those guys were good for the 49ers. I'm going to watch the tape. I'm going to have a much more robust look at how this game went for the 49ers and their second and third team guys. It's the preseason though, so no reason to make too big of a deal out of anything. I think the main issue for the 49ers today was make sure that first team offense looks crisp against the three-man front against the Chargers. Brock Purdy looked really good over 2 drives. I will say that both running backs, because they didn't play McCaffrey today, so it was Jordan Mason and Ty Davis Price, they were both running well. Mason, though, he had that fumbling issue early in camp, and then he fumbled early on right at the goal line today, so he's got to clean that up. Ty Davis Price probably has to clean up a little bit of the pass blocking. I do think between those 2 physical backs, though, the 49ers had to have been impressed with that running. Just imagine when they get Christian McCaffrey back in the mix, that offense should look pretty good. Trent Williams also got the day off. Jalen Moore started at left tackle, so he's probably the leader for that swing tackle role unless they go specialized with Moore on the left side and Matt Pryor on the right. We'll watch the tape to evaluate that. Maybe they make a move. Maybe they have a little bit more draft capital now with the Trey Lance trade and some more money to be able to pick up a swing tackle. But we will see. The 49ers just now need to pick up the pieces and get ready for the regular season against Pittsburgh. And today was the final preseason game, really readying themselves for that. So that's the update. I'm headed off to the locker room, so make sure you tune in for a lot more content here. It's going to be coming tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, every single day. We have a lot to unpack, and the next step right now is to talk to some 49ers players, talk to Kyle Shanahan about the Trey Lance situation and about the pending 53-man roster cut down. So thanks for watching. Like the video, sub to the channel, set the alarm bells, whatever you need to know, or whatever you need to do, because there's a whole lot more coming very soon. Talk to you guys soon.